Hey, what's up? I'm back. I'm back. I meant to actually delete some stuff, the previous footage from my hard drive, and then I went to do that, and then I, for some reason, forgot, and I forgot all the way up until now when I'm recording this video. Okay, I've done it, I believe. Hold on. Okay, yes, I've done it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I had to do that after I clicked start recording. So welcome back. Last video, I played a decent amount, and we got up to this point where we were captured by Ilya, and now Saber's come to save us. And I'm really excited to play more. I've been playing more of this recently. I really want to finish the Fate route. I really want to do it. So I'm trying to, and also since I've like finished One Piece now, I'm caught up with One Piece. I have more time in the day, so I'm trying now to see if I can get this done quicker, and then you know, once it's done, I can move on to other games that I have in my list, and also take in more Fate media, which is important to me. Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully, you know, I'm gonna be playing this more often. Hopefully, there's no promises, but hopefully I can play it more often. The only thing holding me back is at these recording sessions I tend to be talking a lot, and sometimes my throat can't do that for a super long time. But part of the reason that I have been struggling with it lately is like a medical thing that I think I'm sorting out. I think is hopefully going to be like not as big an issue soon. So anyway, halt! If you comply, I may spare your... Shiro. I freeze. My mind goes blank. The very person I have to go save is standing right in front of me. Saber? How... Why are you here? Why? I should hardly need to tell you. Servants need not explain their need to protect their masters. It is my duty to come to your aid, knowing you have been captured. Is that why? Because I said at some point he healed, and he was like, oh, thank goodness for that healing power. And then I said, like, don't you have to be near Saber for that to work? Is that why it worked? Because Saber was here? Well, but how did you know I got captured? Or actually, why are you here, Saber? This is Ilya's hideout. You shouldn't be coming anywhere near here right now. I should be the one asking you that. What were you thinking? I have repeatedly told you never to go out alone, but you allowed Iliasphere to capture you, easily at that, and bring you here. You have failed as a master. I insist you make an apology for this. I know I was careless, but seriously, why are you here? You can barely move, so what were you thinking coming to Ilia's stronghold in this state? I could ask the same of you. Servants protect their masters. It does not matter where you were taken, even Iliasphere's stronghold. Saber is blunt as ever. She's exactly as she's always been. This isn't the weak, slumbering Saber from last night. I thought there were multiple sets of footsteps coming here, though. Unless Reen's here too? Shiro, why have you clammed up? I knew it. You were injured in your captivity. No, that's not it. Don't worry about me, I'm just glad to see you're doing better. I'm genuinely relieved. I'm surprised to see Saber here, but I'm much happier to see that she's herself. Aw, I know it's selfish of me to think this way, but I think this is how Saber should be. I'm sorry, Saber. I don't fully understand, but you came to rescue me, right? Oh, yes. It is a servant's duty to rescue her master. Thanks. I'm really glad you came. What a relief. Everything sorted itself out. Now I just need to get out of here with Saber. Yeah, okay, Reen was here as well. Wait a minute. Is that Tosaka? Tosaka? Are you real? And are you really right here? You look better than I thought you would. Maybe I didn't need to come. That's what I said, Reen. I told you to just leave Shiro Emiya be. All he does is cause trouble for everyone around him, then somehow survive himself. This would have been a perfect opportunity to just leave him to die on his own. Please, Acha, hold your tongue. I asked for your help, yes, but that does not give you the right to insult Shiro. You talk big now that your master's safe. First the master, then the servant. They don't have an ounce of gratitude for their own allies. Well, we're gonna end up fighting eventually. It's probably best not to have too much in the way of fond feelings. It's okay if you hate me, because we're gonna fight soon. He must have hit a nerve as Saber grows silent. This guy, he's not just unfriendly to me, he treats Saber the same way. Enough. I hope you haven't forgotten the situation we're all in right now, Archer. We don't have time for bickering. We need to get out of here before Iliasville comes back. Huh? Wait a minute. You came here knowing this is where Ilia lives, and actually, Ilia left saying she was going to kill Tosaka and Saber. That means Ilia and Tosaka are past each other. That's a relief. I think Ilia's headed to my place right now. If you guys hadn't come here, you would have had to fight her there. Yeah, looks that way. I did see Ilia and Berserker head outside, though I must admit that if they hadn't left, we wouldn't have been able to sneak in here in the first place. I get it. Saber and Tosaka only managed to pull something so bold off because they saw Ilia leave. She's bold as ever, but this time that brazenness worked to our advantage. I'm impressed. We'll talk later. I braced myself knowing that this was the Ironsburn's hideout, but it would be much better if we could avoid confronting any of them at all. And Saber's in no state to go up against Berserker right now. Tosaka gestures for me and Saber to separate. Tosaka, what do you mean Saber's in no state? Well, she can't use her noble phantasm. She's got her color back and she's acting like herself. You should really know better than to be so blindly optimistic. Saber hasn't recovered at all. Can't you see that she's barely able to stand? Rin, you promised to keep that to yourself. Sorry, I need to go back on my word. Keeping quiet won't help anyone, and this isn't a secret we can keep forever anyway. That may be true, but... She sounds so pained, and now I see nothing has changed about her situation. Saber, is Tosaka telling the truth? Yes, Rin is correct. It is embarrassing to admit, but I am in no position to fight as a Saber right now. At best, I can be your shield. I figured as much. She's too weak to even armor herself up, but she insisted she come with us. She probably figured she'd defend her master even if she couldn't really fight. What? She's so weak she can't even arm herself. She was willing to become my shield since she couldn't fight? What kind of absurd nonsense is she saying? I am sorry, Shiro. I know I'm useless as a servant in my current state, but I can at least be your shield. I know this is not ideal for you, but it is the only... Oh, come on! Why does Saber never think about herself? Why is she only ever worried about everyone else? To hell with that! Of course I'm not happy. Tosaka! Why did you bring Saber? Don't you realize Saber needs more help than me right now? What? I tried to stop her. Saber refused to listen, and we wouldn't have been able to pinpoint where you were without her in the first place. I know it was risky, but we needed Saber. But you still... I want to tell her she shouldn't have brought Saber, but I stopped myself. I have no business criticizing. This is only happening because I went and got captured. Tosaka and Saber were just doing what they thought was right. Enough squabbling. Just leave it alone for now, Rin. Masters are sensitive to any changes in their homes, so we don't have time to explain every detail just now. You're right. Iliasville must be surprised we're gone, so she's probably coming back real quick. Fine, let's talk later. Right now our priority is getting out of this castle. Are you okay with that, Shiro? Shiro, we should... Yeah, but... If Saber is as bad as she was last night, it'll be hard for her to even walk right now. I don't want to push Saber any harder than I have already. Honestly, you all underestimate me. Saber. Even low on magical energy, I can still fight better than Shiro. If anything, I am more concerned about Shiro disappearing. Rin may not have noticed, but your magical energy is disordered, is it not? Well... This is nothing I can manage. I'm totally fine. Really, these two are so similar to each other. Saber and Shiro. Then we are in the same state, you and I. I may be slightly uncomfortable, but it is not unbearable. This may all be difficult to accept given how quickly it has happened, but let us follow Reen for now. We can discuss this further once we have returned home. Saber encourages me to go. I give up. She looks so serious, so determined that I can't even worry anymore. You're right. There are tons of things I want to talk about, but they can wait until we get home safely. I want to ask about Saber's condition, and I want to thank her for coming to rescue me. But now isn't the time to ask her about the dream I had. Okay, let's go, Saber. I nod and get moving as best I can. Every step is a supreme effort, but this isn't the time for whining. Even weakened as she is, Saber came all the way here. Whoa, is this a hallway? This corridor wouldn't be out of place in a museum. Ili's castle must be massive. Hey, no time to gawk. If we make it out to the castle, the forest surrounding it is huge. If we don't hurry, it'll be morning before we're out. A forest? So are we really in the mountains? Are you talking about the forest that's a couple hours from Miami by car? Yes, we're in the Einsburn secret castle. Once we make it out, it'll take a few hours to get through the forest. It's nighttime right now, so we should be out of the forest before the sun rises. Tosaka heads through the hallway, not hesitating for a moment. She's probably heading toward whatever door they snuck in through. I figured it was night, but how long have I been here? I thought it was about half a day, but maybe it's actually been a few days. Ilisville captured you in the morning, so it's been about half a day. Though the date has changed, so you have spent a day in captivity, I suppose. I see. Sorry. No, please do not apologize. Ilisville held you captive for a considerable amount of time, but you were still safe. That must be proof that you did not submit mentally, even though your body was captive. Well, that may be true, but... Yes, Ilisville may look like a young girl, but she is still an Einsburn mage. Had you submitted to her, you would likely no longer be yourself. So that's the game telling me you made the right choice. And it is not as if I did not consider that possibility. I came to this castle fully prepared to find you dead. Which is why I was glad to reunite with you, Shiro. My master has shown me that he is alright, so I cannot possibly show myself to be any worse off. I feel the same. I couldn't stand not knowing if Saber was safe or not. Hey, you two are serious about escaping, right? If you guys fall behind, I'm going to leave you. Tosaka pops her head in from the bend of the corner to yell at us. Crap, this really isn't the time for us to chat. Let's hurry, Saber. I break into a run, urging Saber to do the same. Ugh. Everything hurts, but I grip my teeth and keep going. I drive my aching body on, following Tosaka. As I half limp, half run, Saber brings up the rear. She must be in a lot of pain too. She's pretending not to be, but she's in no condition for this. Saber, if it's hard for you, I want to tell her to give her a helping hand, but I stop myself. Saying this will just make Saber dig her heels and be more determined not to accept help. All I can do is keep an eye on her. Once Saber's too exhausted to complain, I'll just carry her. Honestly, Saber can be so incorrigible sometimes. She has to be forced to even take a break. And so, with Tosaka leading the way, we managed to get to the exit. Okay. No maid so far? Hey, you said this was an exit, but this is an entrance, Tosaka. What, they're the same fucking thing in a house? Maybe in another location that you might have the entrance and exit the same thing, like a theme park. But a house, you just have the door. What are you on about? You know you can go in and out of entrances, right? Yeah. Tosaka hurries down the stairs. Well, I'm in no position to complain. Saber and I head down the stairs and into the hall. What a weird line. It looks like a lobby. All we have to do now is head out through the big door at the other end of the hall and we're out. Okay, we should be okay now that we've come this far. The problem is now how we get through the forest. We might be able to use the cover of darkness to reach the main road.
We really don't want to be here when Iliasville comes back and finds you gone. By the time she comes back, it'll be morning. Hey, what's with that look, Shiro? You've obviously got a problem. Nothing, just kind of remembering how ballsy you are. Huh? You have the weirdest thoughts at the weirdest times. Well, I was more getting at her just walking into the enemy stronghold through the front door. Well, whatever. Let's just head out. I remember the way back from here, so we won't get lost. We head toward the entrances. A long, narrow hall extends from the lobby, and at the end of it is an enormous door. The hall is unbelievably about 30 meters long. I'm reminded that we're standing in an actual castle, but in the next moment... Oh, going home already? What a shame after you came all the way here. Ilia shouldn't be here, but her giggling voice echoes up and down the hall. I whirl around. Everyone skids to a stop. The instant we see our enemy, we know we're dead as soon as we turn our backs to them. Oh, fuck! Iliasville. Tosaka's voice trembles, but at the other end of the hall, we see her standing at the top of the stairs we just descended. She shouldn't be here. Ironically, it's a similar arrangement to our first meeting. Ilia standing above us with Berserker behind her. Berserker's presence is overwhelming. Now that I can assess the servant's strength, I understand what a monster he really is. We can't do this. Even if Sable is at full strength, Berserker's just too powerful. It wouldn't even be a battle. That monster can't be beat, not in a fight. If we are ever going to beat Berserker, we have to figure out how to do it without fighting him. In other words, if we want to live, we need to stay far away from Berserker. Good evening. I'm so happy you came to see me, Reed. Ilia's voice is cheerful and bouncy. She's smiling that same smile I saw the night we met. Innocent but merciless. She won't settle to squash us like bugs. And that's when I realized we're not going to escape. Period. No matter what I do, I can't stop Ilia. Even if I try to draw Ilia's attention, that won't let Tosaka or the others escape. What's wrong? You're so boring when you just keep your mouth shut. I'm giving you some time, so I suggest writing a will while you still can. She giggles, but we don't have time for these kinds of games. We need to run to the entrance the second we can find an opening. Even if we know we'll never get an opening, all we can do is wait and hope. Then let me ask you one thing. Even in this situation, Tosaka takes a step toward Ilia. Iliasville, I didn't sense your presence coming back. Were you hiding this entire time? Yes, I didn't go anywhere. I was watching all of you make fools out of yourselves from here. Oh, really? So that wasn't the real you heading outside? Right. I knew you were coming. I'm the lord of this place, so I should entertain my guests, right? Right then, the giant vanishes. I'm not sure if it jumped or just moved. The next thing I know, Berserker appears in the middle of the lobby, creating a whirlwind. This is the end for us. If we retreat towards the entrance, he'll slice us in half with that axe sword the moment we turn our backs to him. But we're dead if we stay here too. Our only other option is to challenge that walking mass of death, however futile it'll be. Are we done talking? Then let's begin, Berserker. The pale girl raises her hand as if performing a ritual and looks down on us. I swear, I won't let anyone get away today. Her declaration is equal parts murderous intent and delight. Oh god. I don't know what we do here. Berserker's eyes light up. Before Berserker had moved only as Ilia ordered, but now he's free to act, and he identifies us as enemies. Something's making a grinding sound. Tosaka. Tosaka grits her teeth hard, as if in regret. Archer, can you hear me? Tosaka speaks quietly without turning. We don't need long. Distract him for us. She just ordered her servant to his death. Archer doesn't answer. Ridiculous. Are you mad, Reen? Archer cannot possibly go up against Berserker alone. We're going to take that chance to escape. Archer's going to buy us time. Tosaka continues giving her orders, ignoring Saber. Her voice is cold, devoid of any emotion. Archer, who had been silent as if pondering something, her eyes fixed on Berserker, gives a slight nod. A sound plan. I will be able to escape once Reen and the others have. Independent action is an Archer's strong suit. He takes a step forward as if to protect Tosaka. Berserker doesn't move. Ilia's laughter echoes from above.
Oh wow, this is a surprise. You think your nobody of a servant can stop my Heracles? I never thought you would do something so cute, Reen.
Neither Tosaka nor Archer are in any position to object. They know better than anyone. Archer steps forward. He's empty-handed as usual. Tosaka looks at Archer's back. There's nothing she can say to him. She must know her orders are absurd. They amounted to telling Archer to die so we could escape.
Is he gonna die? He could. He very well could.
Archer, Tosaka's about to say something, but...
Reen, I just want to check something with you.
Archer interrupts her, speaking so nonchalantly that it seems out of place. Fine. What? Tosaka turns towards Archer, her eyes downcast. Archer's gaze stays locked on Berserker.
Yeah. I don't mind buying you time. But you wouldn't mind if I just beat this thing, right? That would be fucking badass. It sounds completely ridiculous.
Archer, are you... No. There's no need to hold back. Give him hell, Archer.
Understood. Guess I should try to live up to your expectations. Oh my god. Archer walks forward, only 10 meters until he reaches Berserker. At this distance, it could close on Archer instantly.
You're making a mockery of me. Fine, get him, Berserker. Go, tear that cocky man to pieces. Ilia's voice is hysterical. Tosaka turns her back, not paying attention. Let's go. Once we're out, we've won. Tosaka grabs my hand as well as Saber's and runs. Saber doesn't object, she follows Tosaka. I start running toward the entrance, leaving Archer behind. But then from behind me... Shiro Emiya! He calls out to me, his back still to me. I let go of Tosaka's hand and turn around. In the lobby, now a good ways from me, I see Archer's back as he faces down Berserker.
Listen, you're not a fighter. You only create.
Berserker draws near. Archer's still empty-handed, and he doesn't take a single step while he watches his enemy closing in.
Don't think about anything else. There's only one thing you can do, so master that one thing.
Archer raises one hand. I have no idea when he got it, but he's holding a short sword now.
Don't forget, what you need to do is always imagine yourself as the strongest. You don't need an enemy. The only opponent you need to fight is your own mind.
I see him start to shift. Berserker's sword sends a rush of wind ahead of him. I turn and run, not staying to watch the clash. Tosaka and Saber are already at the entrance. I run and I don't look back. The sight of the man in red made it clear I needed to go.
One of them's gotta die, right? Either Archer or Berserker have gotta die.
We hurry through the long hallway and out through the gate. Hard as it is to believe, we were really in a castle, and an old one at that, hidden deep in a forest. The whole place is surrounded by trees as far as one can see. I can't even see any buildings or the sky in the distance. This way. We should be able to reach the main road in about 3 hours. We'd better run. 3 hours? Honestly, I'm not sure I'll last that long. I'm not tired, but the pain gets worse with every step. If I could at least rest, my fever might break, and we don't have time for that. Shiro, hurry! Tosaka sounds every bit as hurried. She'd given Archer his orders. As composed as she looks, I can see the regret weighing on her. I know. They're gonna catch up. Saber, let's hurry! Oh yes. Let us hurry, Shiro. Saber's eyes are downcast, but she breaks into a run with us.
We follow Tosaka as she slips between the trees. Okay, we follow Tosaka as she slips between the trees. Saber's breath rattles loudly in her chest as she runs beside me. It's too dark for me to see clearly, but I can tell she's struggling. I can't ignore it any longer. Ah, Saber loses her balance. I sweep in from the side and take hold of her before she hits the ground. That's it. You can't go on anymore, Saber. What are you saying, Shiro? I've been in situations like this many times. I can still run. What are you talking about? Experienced or not, you're still in pain now. Come on, you need to admit you're struggling. I pull her arm. Saber hardly weighs anything anyway. I grab her effortlessly into my arms. What are you doing, Shiro? No questions, just rest for a while. I'll be the first to fall if I have to keep watching you struggle like that. No, insolence! Unhand me! Do you truly believe this is enough to make me collapse? Saber struggles in my arms, but her resistance is weak. Her thin arms have no real strength in them as she pushes at my chest. It pains me to see that's how weak she's gotten. I never imagined Saber could be too weak to push away from someone picking her up. What are you thinking, Shiro? I will not permit such behavior, even from my master. I'm gonna have to use a command spell on you in a second, Saber. Saber struggles against me, her face beat red. I can't really blame her. This must be a terribly embarrassing position for a knight to be in, but now isn't the time to worry about that. Lies! You're too weak to even push me away. This is an order from your master. If you won't listen, I'll have to use the command spell. Yeah, that's what I was saying. What? That is cruel. I will not tolerate such absurd nonsense as using a command spell for something like this. Then keep quiet. If we don't hurry, Tosaka is going to leave us behind. Aww. Saber must have given up as she reluctantly falls silent. Aww. That's good enough for now. As long as she's not struggling, I can carry her and run at the same time. Spots burst across my vision. Okay, so I know that Fate Stay Night, the Fate route, has an adaptation, the Studio Dean adaptation or whatever. Obviously, I haven't seen it because people say it's not very good. But you know, there are some scenes that I want to see animated, and like I'd be curious to see like if this part is in it. And also, I know it has a dub. I'm pretty sure the dub has some voice actors from the later dubs, but most of them are different, and some of them are the same voice actors but playing different characters or something. I think is the case, but I'm pretty sure Reen's voice actor is the same, isn't she? She's one of the main ones that stayed as Reen. Point is, was Saber one that like was always Carrie Walgreen or whatever, or was she someone else then? Because again, some of these lines and like situations, I want to hear her Saber voice doing it. As I run, my blood pumps faster. I try to fight down the nausea burning at the back of my throat, gritting my teeth with every step. Because like I enjoyed hearing this voice actor do it, but I always just think of my Saber. My breathing is erratic, but I do all that I can to hold the pain at bay. There's a reason for that. Shiro, please put me down. I will run on my own. The moment she sees me struggling, Saber looks up at me, concerned. I can't stop now. Don't underestimate me. Carrying you is nothing. Compared to a broken stove, a girl's light is a feather. But just shut your mouth. Is give and take just not in your vocabulary? You've saved me plenty, so it wouldn't be fair for me not to do this. I need to pay you back for everything you've done, or else I can't have you protecting me tomorrow. No, that is not true, and you doing this is most certainly unfair. Fine by me. It just means I'll have to do something like this once. Besides, I'm starting to get motivated now. I take a deep breath and pick up the pace. Tosaka knows very well that I have Saber in my arms, but she keeps taking us through narrower and narrower paths. It's a good thing Saber's so light, but following Tosaka is a trial all on its own. If you keep talking, you might bite your tongue, so I'd appreciate if you stopped. Yes, then I will do as my master says. Saber relaxes in my arms. Hopefully she like wraps her arms around me and cuddles me. She was tense earlier, which made carrying her harder. Now it's a bit easier. The problem now is whether Saber and I will make it to our destination. I don't know how long we've been running. Maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Running doesn't take a lot out of me. I've been training hard and Saber's so light. But right now, there's something wrong inside me. The more I move, the dizzier I get. I feel like I'm about to throw up. I would have understood it if I'd been bitten by a snake, but the poison was doing a number on me since we're in a forest, and the poison was doing a number on me. This is nothing. This pain won't bring me to my knees. It's just a heaviness on my chest and a need to throw something up. And it's nothing compared to the heat I'm feeling in my arms right now. Saber's closed her eyes, as if she was sleeping. She's not resisting, she's relaxed. Her body is growing hotter by the moment. Her clothes are damp with sweat, even though it's the middle of winter, and she's tucked her head down to hide her labored breathing from me. This is bad. At this rate, it'll be a repeat of that one night. The night Saber collapsed from exhaustion after using a noble phantasm against Ryder. Saber's condition hasn't changed since that night. Well, wasn't that last night? Was she able to talk until now because she was just in the brief window before she disappeared? I run in an attempt to prevent that from coming true. I don't care what happens to my body. I move my feet as fast as I can, hoping that we can do something as long as we make it home. I very nearly trip and skid to a stop, leaning my back against a tree. Ugh. I taste blood, so that's where the nausea's coming from. None got on Saber since it was just a little bit, but the source of my nausea churns in my chest. Well, depending on how you look at it, this is actually better. Saber would be pretty upset about the waste of food if I threw up. Actually, knowing Saber, she might well cut me in half for it. Yep, that's funny. The bit of levity lends me just a little bit more energy. Okay, break's over. No, you were done pushing yourself, Shiro. Saber? She wasn't asleep. Saber speaks up from where she lays in my arms. What do you mean I'm done? You should escape on your own, Shiro. You cannot continue to carry me in your state. What the hell, I can't. I just tripped. This is nothing.
Says the boy's so pale he looks like a corpse.
Hey, Tosaka's come back for some reason.
If you want to put on a brave front, go ahead. Yeah, the forest is pretty dark, but you should still wipe the blood from your mouth. No wonder Saber's so worried.
I know you're not exactly incredibly strong, Reen, but can you carry Saber, please? I'm injured. You're, like, fully healthy.
This is a relief. With Reen present, I need not explain myself. Figured so. I just know what you're trying to say, Saber. We don't have much time, so go ahead and say what you want to say, so even a big dummy like him will get it.
Saber nods.
Yes, Reen. Please leave me here. You will not make it out with me, and more importantly, I cannot last any longer.
I can't really insist she's being ridiculous. Neither of them needs to remind me how much worse Saber's getting. Saber won't last long. I have the sense she won't make it until morning, the way things are going.
I see. So what do you think, Shiro? Are you going to die with Saber out here?
Of course not. I've got no plans to die, or to let Saber disappear. If she's gonna disappear, I'll use my command spells or whatever.
Okay, that's good enough for me. Let's take care of both problems then. We'll save Saber and the three of us will escape this forest. That'll be the plan.
Huh? My brain feels like mushy tofu. Tosaka says the damnedest things, and always so casually. Hold on a minute. Yeah, I'd really like to do that, but we can't.
Just follow me. I have no intention of letting Saber die either, I'll have you know. I'm not going to let this opportunity slip away. I'm going to make sure you fulfill your duty. Shiro said it was okay, so you don't mind, right, Saber?
Tosaka looks towards Saber meaningfully. Saber doesn't answer. Instead, she averts her eyes awkwardly. Okay, what are we gonna do? Once we pass through the exceptionally tall trees, something unexpected comes into our view. A ruin?
We should be able to hide out here for a while. Archer found this place on our way up here. He said we could use it as a hideout just in case.
Trees choke the ruins. Only one of the rooms on the second floor remains more or less intact. The windows are miraculously undamaged, and the brilliant moonlight casts the room in its pale glow.
Huh. It's pretty clean in here. Maybe someone was staying here recently.
Nothing phases this girl. Tosaka steps over the rubble and pats the bed near the wall with both hands.
Shiro, over here. We should lay Saber here. Getting carried can actually be pretty tiring, you know.
Oh, yeah, I'll be right there. I lay Saber on the old beat-up bed. Aww. How are you holding up, Saber?
How are you holding up, Saber? Can you still move?
Aww.
Yes, I am fine since Shiro carried me. It seems I can still maintain my body. Okay, then there's only one issue left. It's been an hour. It might take a little longer even if Ilia's view is going to pursue us. No, we might be able to hide here until morning if they have trouble finding us.
Oh, she's just reminded me of something. We've run as far as this ruins, but what happened with Berserker and Archer? Yeah? He stayed in the castle to hold Berserker off. It's already been an hour. Archer should have retreated from the castle by now. Tosaka. Oh, Tosaka doesn't respond. She only presses her right hand to her heart like she's clutching something precious. The necklace? Is that what she's clutching? And that's enough to tell me what happened to Archer. Tosaka's command spell is on her right arm. A master and their servant are connected, right? In the same way Saber was able to detect when I was in danger, a master can sense whether their servant is alive or dead. Did he die off screen? Tosaka.
Yeah. And I told him just to buy us some time. That guy, he was pretentious till the very end.
Silence falls between us. It feels like the silence will last forever, but then... Oh.
But I won't let it be meaningless. Since I've lost Arch, I'm going to defeat Berserker here.
What was that sound? It sounded like she slapped us, and then it looked like our view changed to as if she had just slapped us. The sound of Tosaka punching her hand into a fit. Ah, right, she did that. Breaks the silence.
No more mourning. My rule is that I should take action if I have time to worry. We've come this far, so now I'm going to have you make a decision too.
What kind of decision?
You should know very well. The decision is to defeat Iliasville by killing Berserker. If we have Saber with us, we can't get out of this forest, and having her to recover naturally would take too long. Whichever we try, Ilia catches us. Don't you get it? If the three of us are ever going to leave this forest, we need to defeat Berserker. If we can't do that, we're just going to follow Archer.
Defeat Berserker. That monster? Defeat that invincible whirlwind of death? I can't imagine that being possible. If we fight, we die. Tosaka should understand that perfectly herself. Is her plan still to defeat him even knowing that? Oh, I like this game so much more when I'm at bits of the game that I don't know. Like I really don't know how we get out of this situation. No, that's wrong. Danganronpa. What am I saying? Tosaka's not saying we can beat it. She's not so blindly optimistic. Yeah, got it. We're not gonna beat him to win. I should realize that from the very beginning. We have to beat him, don't we? That's all there is to it. That's what Archer told you. If we don't want to die here, we have to defeat that monster. You just have to know that you can do it.
Exactly. Things aren't as dire as you might think, either. Yeah, it's Berserker, but he should be wounded after fighting Archer. I've brought my entire jewel collection, and if Saber can recover, then we can come up with a plan or two. In fact, don't you think this is our best opportunity to defeat Iliasville since Berserker's wounded?
Theoretically, Berserker's wounded. You're saying that, like, oh, Archer would have wounded him. But what if Archer didn't? What if Archer fucked it up? She just trusts in her servant.
But is there a way to heal Saber? This isn't the best place to treat her. No, location isn't the important thing for treating Saber. Saber is only weak because she's out of magical energy. If we can replace enough of that magical energy, she should be able to use her abilities like before.
Tosaka's explanation reminds me of late last night. She said that Saber's magical energy was mostly gone, which is why to restore Saber's magical energy, you need to tell her to attack people who need their souls. I've been thinking this, but there's no people around here, right? I thought at some point I was like, maybe it's that we have to eat Iliasville and then use that magical energy to kill Berserker. But even if you beat Iliasville, eventually Berserker would run out of energy anyway. Unless he just, like, maybe he maintains himself just by going on a rampage.
Then there's only one answer. Use command spell, Emiya. Then that should at least avoid the worst case here. I have 2 command spells left. I'll use one to make Saber attack people so she can devour their souls to replenish their magical energy. If Saber won't recover, we can't defeat Berserker. If we can't defeat Berserker, then he will kill us. I look at Saber where she lies. We're just letting her suffer at this point, but no. I still can't agree to let Saber attack innocent people. Yes, I actually agree this time. Huh? If we were somewhere else, I might have suggested it. But we're in Iliasville's forest. There's not a single human soul around. There might be some people besides Ilya and Berserker in the castle, but going back there is a suicide mission. For Saber to eat souls, we have to be out of this place, so that's not going to happen right now.
Tosaka nods. I'm relieved not to have to make Saber attack people, but then how are we going to replenish Saber's magical energy? Have her eat me. I mean, either one of these two. So what do we need to do, Tosaka? The whole problem comes from me not being able to provide Saber with magical energy.
There are other ways. There are other ways of persuasion. I thought I explained that to you yesterday. I guess the day before yesterday now. Sharing magical energy with a servant can be accomplished by sharing magecraft and a handful of other methods. Back then, well, I didn't say anything because I never thought we would end up in a situation like this.
I try to think back to our conversation that night. Now that she mentions it, she mentioned something like, well, path would have been created. I think that's what Tosaka said. I remember now, you said something about a path and that there's some other method besides magecraft. Right? Look at that face of hers. Or did I get it wrong? This is one of my favorite of her sprites. At the time, I was shocked to learn that I had to make Saber attack people, so I might have misheard her. Tosaka, is there another way?
Yeah, there are 2 options I can help you with, but this isn't exactly an ideal situation for either. Listen, Saber lacks magical energy because the path between you 2 is incomplete. In order for her to recover, we need to reform the path between you to make it work properly. That's probably the best solution, but I don't know how to do it. Saber's summoning was messed up from the start. If I'd been able to make a connection to supply her with magical energy, we wouldn't be in this mess. It's quite simple. We need you and Saber to bond properly and reconnect your spiritual path. That's the only way to fix the path without breaking the contract or resummoning her.
With a kiss?
And to do that, we need to transplant your magic circuits to Saber.
Not a kiss.
Huh? Transplanting my magic circuits to Saber? To establish a path between you and Saber, we need to transplant spiritually important organs. If the servant and master are borrowing the Holy Grail's power, we need to create a connection just as strong or else the path won't be formed. And to accomplish that, we need to transplant the master's magic circuits to their servant. It's going to require something that extreme or your powers won't reach Saber.
Magic circuits. An indispensable mechanism for mages that use odd to activate mana. It's the core of a mage's existence, and without it, the magical energy that serves as the source of a mage's power can't be created. To a mage, their magic circuits are more important than life itself. They see them as the thing that gives their existence value.
It's too dangerous to transplant a servant's circuit to a master. Transplanting the circuits of ghostliners, especially heroic spirits, into a dying person pretty much only leads to severe rejection. So our only remaining option is to transplant your circuits to Saber. But it amounts to ripping nerves out of your body, which means the burden here will be entirely on the one offering the transplant. Ripping out nerves is the same as amputating fingers or even arms. I hate this idea. Please wait, Rin. That would be too much for Shiro. And if we don't do it, none of us will survive. You should know that, Saber. I gulp as quietly as I can. I have to get my priorities straight. You don't have time for me to hesitate when what needs to be done is clear. Tosaka, can you make this work? I'll make it work, yes. But even if it works, it's not going to be safe or easy. I have no intention of failing, but even if I succeed, your magic circuits will go to Saber. You will experience such an intense sense of loss and pain, you'll wish I failed. That's so sad. If your magic circuits are taken from you, that means you. It would mean that my secondary nerve, my missing magic circuits, would be like a piece torn from my psyche, and would damage the spiritual body's integrity, creating a fatal flaw in me as a mage. Jesus, I will never regain that missing piece for as long as I live. My hope of becoming a full-fledged mage from experience alone will die. Once I lose my foundation, my magic circuits, I will always be incomplete no matter what. I nod for my own sake. Is that all? I'd rather save Saber. Is that all? Okay, let's do it, Saber. Saber, Tosaka. That was fast! Oh, well I guess it's fine you decided so fast, but do you really understand what you're getting into? I do, you already told me. Of course you don't! Listen, I basically just told you that you're going to have to die as a mage and save Saber. How can you just agree without any questions or objections? Objection! Because I don't have any objections. I'm agreeing because it's the best plan we have. You should be more confident in your own plan. Seeing you panic like that is making me worry. And if we don't do this, Saber can't fight Berserker, right? Right. That's what I've been saying. See? And it's not like we haven't made any sacrifices. We have to fight and win since he bought us time. His stance told me to go. I didn't like him, but if he was willing to risk his life to protect his master, Tosaka, I can't back out now. Fine, let's begin, Shiro. Yeah. Are you ready, Saber? We're gonna transplant my magic circuits to you. Yes. If that is your decision, Master. I hear neither affirmation nor denial in her voice. But her eyes seem filled with regret. I guess Tosaka's gonna prepare us for the transplant. I don't know the procedure, so I just have to leave it all to Tosaka. We'll start with Saber. Shiro, keep your magic circuits on and just try to keep your mind clear. I close my eyes and switch over to the artificial nerve in my body. Thanks to Tosaka's instruction, I've been able to turn my circuits on and off effortlessly. A red flower entangles the white flower. Tosaka climbs up to straddle Saber, who lies still. Jeez. Then she begins to run her fingers freely along the curves of Saber's slender form. Oh my god. Tosaka, what are you doing to Saber? What do you mean? I'm doing this to help Saber relax. We won't have as good a chance for success if Saber can't relax. Oh my god, are we gonna see some Yuri? Oh, okay. Sorry. Continue. Okay. Now let's get your clothes off, Saber. What? What? Quit reacting to everything I do. We just need to take some of her clothes off. Transplanting magic circuits is a mingling of body and mind. We need to make sure you make as much contact with as little obstruction as possible. Tosaka is completely calm about this. Saber and I are the only two who are flustered about this as Tosaka begins undoing Saber's collar. Please wait, Rin. I can at least do that. You can hardly lift your arm, so quit trying to act tough. Unless... Emiya, Do you want to take Saber's clothes off since you're her master? You... I want to call her a fool, but I snap my mouth shut. All jokes aside, I'm not suited to a task like that. If I had to do it, I wouldn't be able to maintain my composure. Sorry, I'm leaving everything to you. Good. You know, you'll need to strip too. Just a shirt, though. I'll kill you if you even think about taking off your pants. I can't tell if she's joking or being serious. Seems like I need a strip to connect with Saber, though. Shiro, if I may ask, please turn away for a moment. Oh, got it. Tell me when you're ready. I turn away and fold the shirt I was wearing. I try to distract myself and hide how nervous I am by folding the shirt up neatly, sleeves and all. Are you okay, Saber? Yes, I feel much better. However, I need to calm down. I try to get my fear under control as I find myself dreading how painful and difficult the magic circuit transplant will be, and how it might fail. This is just a step along the path. I should be more worried about the fight with Berserker that comes after this. You can turn around, Shiro. Are we gonna see a CG? Okay. We are. It's not that much going on there. I forget to breathe. Does Saber not wear a bra? Not really the time to be thinking about it, but it is the time that it has been brought to my attention that she maybe doesn't wear a bra. I forget to breathe. I've seen her bare skin before, but I've never seen Saber like I'm seeing her now as she lies in bed. It must be all this tension in the air. It's not just me. Saber's acting weird too. She acted normal when I saw her bare skin before. Over here, Shiro. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Get up here and get on top of Saber. It's like someone else is controlling my body. This water really went down the wrong pipe. Oh. I'm walking toward the bed, but it doesn't seem real to me. Saber, I'll handle things until the sympathizing step. I'll have you take over after that, but make sure not to take too much. The less you take, the less burden on Shiro will be. Understood. Please go ahead, Rin. I have no idea what they're saying. Right now, it's all I can do to breathe. We get even closer. We're so close our skin is almost touching. I feel Saber's weak breath on me. I support my weight on my hands, my body so close to hers. Why? I imagined, because I think this is German, right? I imagined they also spoke German in the Japanese. But is that not the case? What were those lines in? Sounds like Japanese. That's just Japanese. Did they just say it in Japanese? German was just a choice that the localization made? The chant begins. I always just imagined that whenever that was happening, that the German was in both versions. I try to focus my consciousness on what's happening to clear my mind so I can sympathize with Saber. I think she was just saying Chisaku, which I think is like small or something. Something along those lines. Chisaku. Chisaku. I only see Saber's face. She's already in a meditative state. I can't keep my eyes open forever. I reluctantly close my eyes. My senses begin to fade. It's the same floating sensation as when I create my magic circuit every night. The feeling of my ego, my mind leaving my body. This time, though, it's running in reverse. Normally I feel that sensation coming from my back, but right now my consciousness is escaping from my chest. The 5 senses are functions associated with the physical body. The moment my consciousness leaves my body, I lose my sense of hearing. But my ears are more sensitive to Saber's breathing. Her slow, steady breathing begins to speed up. I hear the heart pounding in my chest. Blood rushes through my veins. I leave the vessel known as Shiro Emiya and slide into her body. Oh my god. My consciousness sinks deeper into her. My self swirls and converges, invading her as a solid crystal. Pulsing hot breath, our hearts not our bodies touch. Her voice rings out like a bell, and in response, my essence escapes my physical body. My senses are transformed. I have no hands, no legs, no self, but I continue on in this bare state. Time seems to flow backward. Instead of flying, I feel as if I'm being left behind. I accelerate. The body, persona, order, law. I become an arrow, shattering every barrier around me, destroying the boundaries that separate one person from another. Sparks race along the circuit. I freeze in the ecstasy of reaching the speed of light. Oh my gosh. They say a person's life flashes by in a single instant. The flashbacks are cruel. Every instant passes by in the blink of an eye. I can't look at it directly, so I find myself going emotionally numb. So this is a mental journey. I'm reminded just how comforting our physical bodies, our anchors, can be. I visualize the foundation of magecraft. The human operation is quantified. Hundreds of institutions, millions of joints form a circle. The endless complex patterns are in fact just a highway formed by simple repetition, all heading into the vastness of the future. It's like a vehicle of some kind heading toward a darkened city of light. Here, in the present, my thoughts pass by at the speed of light. Eternity passes in an instant. I pass through the last boundary. I break through and I'm inside her. I see a glimpse of Altria's magic circuits, not my own. Oh my god. The changes are extreme. The speed and light of the world vanish all at once. Here it is dark. Here it is heavy. The pressure of it pushes against my bodiless form. The air is so thick, I may as well be underwater. My body sinks, feeling only the agony of being clamped in a vice. The path is deep, and I can't see the bottom. I feel myself fall through the thick twilight, plummeting deeper into an even denser darkness. It seems impossible that just a moment ago I travelled 10,000 miles in the blink of an eye. Now, even going a single mile seems like it would be an arduous, eternal journey. I feel neither light nor hope. Are these really Saber's magic circuits? They're completely different from mine. The shape of the circuits, the number of pathways, all that differs from person to person. But this is unlike anything else. This isn't a matter of scale or ability. Saber's magic circuits are fundamentally different than a mage's. The path rumbles. Every time it does, my tiny self nearly shatters. I don't know what Saber's magic circuits are like, but I can tell the sympathizing magecraft is functioning properly. This is not a failure. The dark, heavy pressure of this place doesn't seem like Saber, but it's also not an impure place. It's brimming with life. The flowing air is blood and a swirl of magical energy. I realize I've forgotten to breathe. I haven't needed to. Sinking is painful, but it's not life-threatening. I look up into the darkness I've sunken into, but I seem to be past the point of no return. I can't see anything in this darkness. I'm submerging gradually, but the distance ahead is infinite. The air grows even heavier. My rate of descent slows yet again. I squint into the darkness. The seemingly endless road does have an end. This is making me uncomfortable. I feel the heat of Saber's body. I feel her every breath, so close. The final destination. I reach the source of Saber's magical circuits, the center of her mental world. I just don't like being in like these weird looking caves and seeing just abstract things around me. But what I see is beyond my capacity to understand. It's the core of a star. I've reached the embodiment of some impossible scorching heat, breathing from the depths of the earth. The fiery red surface swirls, and then there's a splash like stagnant mud. At the bottom, there lurks a giant shadow. What the fuck is this? Its fiery eyes fix on the tiny intruder. Whether its master gave the intruder permission to enter or not, it is still a foreign invader. In the face of this core, my own consciousness is barely a mote of dust to disturb its function, or a piece of wood to feed its fire. I gulp, even though I have no throat to swallow with. I take in the entire scene. These are Saber's magical circuits, a heart beyond anything human, so different from ours, which we imagine as lines and circuits. This is a reactor core. If a mage's body is a machine for creating magical energy, then what I am seeing now is an entire factory. But the core isn't active. The key that should activate the core, the spark of power to bring the whole thing to life, has been cut off. Despite the overwhelming ability this core has to produce massive amounts of magical energy, it lacks the initial charge to activate itself. It needs to be jump-started. It floats overhead, a stagnant sea of fuel. No matter how much undiluted magical energy fills this endless space, it's useless. It needs to ignite. Even a tiny spark could do the trick. So long as the pathway for magical energy is connected, the core will roar back to life. And to do that, something beyond human knowledge awakens. Pathways running over the lake of magical energy begin to swirl. Red air explodes upward in a raging pillar. Is this what it's like to stand in a thundercloud? What the fuck is that? Oh my god! Just didn't think I would be seeing something like this in Fate. At least not in Fate's Day Night, in the very first route. So intense is the roar of the raging waves that I don't even properly hear it. In the same way something too massive can't be properly seen, the roar is its own kind of silence to me. What appears at the heart of that blazing core is the embodiment of every threat mankind carries in their hearts. Oh my god, it has been said that the king is a red dragon that symbolizes Britain. Phantasmal blood runs in their human veins, the child of a sacred star. So this is Saber's dragon? A dragon, a ruler, the symbol of so many phantasmal species, objects of both awe and fear. The pinnacle of all beasts, appearing at times as a demon, at times a god. This is what lies in Saber's subconscious. Its otherworldly form suits a servant said to be the best. Oh my god, the cauldron opens. Vicious fangs are all I see. There can be no resistance. Humans which paled to insignificance before this could never defend against it. No human intelligence could ever conceive of a way to escape. Oh, it must be famished. It devours its prey, which would normally seem as inconsequential as motes of dust, with its bloodshot eyes. Oh my god! Jesus! and I am at a complete loss for words. I wonder, why do we not eat living meals? It's obvious. We cannot bear to see our food alive. We prefer fresh food, but rarely do we eat anything alive because we feel it's cruel for our food to suffer. In other words, killing the meat we consume before we eat it is our way of preserving its dignity. A scream of rage tears its way from my throat. I forget who I am and roar like a beast. I try to appeal to the beast. The hatred builds within me. My only resistance is bearing my emotions. I beg for mercy like a crucified sinner as I'm ground to meal. My consciousness grows hazy, muddled. If I had made a choice before this, I would have imagined I was reaching a bad end, but I haven't made a choice. The game's just done this. Every purpose and meaning in my life falls away. Any hope of retaining my sanity is long gone as creation itself. The pain, the pressure, they're far, far too much. And then, when I came to see it only as a monster, even once I'd learned of this hell, I believed I could endure it. The image of Saber, her head hanging low, comes back to me. I recall the meaning of this pain. That meaning drives me forward. It is a literal, painful reminder of what I came here to do. I drew in a deep breath and let go of my resistance. It's not the dragon's fangs I should be fighting, but the pain twisting through me. I'm not here to run from the pain. I'm here to save her pain, to live up to the trust she placed in me time and time again. And so, I'm here to give her the best thing that I, who has no hope of fighting, can give. The pain is indescribable. I can't reach out to my ground-down conscience. I hone my awareness like a blade, silently as if I were asleep. Here, eternity is but an instant. As long as I can endure this pain, even for an instant, my consciousness will remain. Alright then. I won't let myself feel an ounce of fear. I shall dedicate this pain to you, who will be the one to fight. Oh my god. The pain instantly fades. The red dragon is gone and my consciousness gradually floats back to the surface. Am I weightless because I lost something? As if I'm floating back up to the water's surface, I feel myself begin rising up above the reactor. But wait, there's something I want to check before. Ah. It's so warm. A dull, throbbing hum issues from the reactor as it burns with golden light. The elaborate magic circuits shine with a rainbow hue and begin their circulation. The fire is lit. I may be an untrained amateur of a mage, but today I've filled my role as her lord. Yeah, you've done a lot. I surrender my body to the wind and float upward. I would be lost on the first step. I would not know what to do from the get-go. I catch a glimpse of a distant memory. A figure holding a sword and a figure standing in a grassy field as it dances in the wind. Her two lives, like where she could have gone and where she did go. Which one did I find reminiscent? Oh, I just got an achievement. Transplanted Shiro's magic circuit into Saber. I should take a quick break now that it's been about half an hour. Okay. I feel sunlight on my eyelids and slowly open them. Wait, my camera's off. I think we might need my camera if I want to be visible. There we go. Dazed and confused, I check over my own body. My arms and legs are fine. I don't see any wounds. Maybe the pain faded the moment I was able to endure it. My physical wounds and even the mental scars seem to have been healed. Shiro. I hear a weak voice from under me. Huh? The feeling of her soft skin immediately makes me realize who's speaking and the position we're in. Ow! Saber's lying on the bed with her blouse in disarray, while Tosaka's sleeping, cradling her knees to her chest. Tosaka may be fine, but Saber's been under me like this the whole time. Morning, Saber. Yes. Good morning, Shiro. We exchange awkward pleasantries. Saber slowly gets up and rearranges her blouse. Crap, we're so embarrassed we can't look each other in the eye. You can already get up, Saber? Yes, I can receive your supply of magical energy now. She seems to be back to her normal self. When I carried her here last night, she was so weak, it seemed she might disappear at any moment. But that weakness is gone now. I see. That's a relief. So the magic circuit transplant worked? Yes. So, would you please put your clothes on, Shiro? I do not know why, but it is difficult speaking to you this way. I look down at myself. Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. I hastily reached for my neatly folded shirt. That was nice of Tosaka to fold it up like that. Wait, no, I did that. Yeah, I was about to say. Why did I fold it up so tight? I vividly recall last night's ritual. I connected with Saber and Tosaka transplanted my magic circuits deep within Saber. Saber looks like she's back to normal, but what happened to me? Tosaka warned that my body and mind may not be able to handle the loss of magic circuits, but I don't feel much damage, nor any huge sense of loss. That's good. I was a little scared, but I checked on my magic circuits myself. The idea of seeing for myself just how much I've lost is terrifying, but we're heading into the battle against Berserker. I need to understand my own condition. Huh? I don't know how to explain it. The overall function of my magic circuits feels sluggish, but there doesn't seem to be any obvious damage. Damn! I was chewed to pieces, but my magic circuits are still intact. It looks like I'll still be able to do my strengthening magecraft. I see. So that means... I assume the magic circuits I rarely use were the ones Tosaka took. I only activate about 1 to 4 circuits when I do strengthening. Since I can't do large-scale magecraft anyway, I've never fully activated all my circuits. So she transplanted the circuits I don't use to Saber. Shiro? I closed my eyes to assess my situation. It seems this won't affect my strengthening magecraft, but this sluggishness, like I'm wading through water, is because my capacity for magecraft is decreased. In exchange, though, I feel that I'm connected to something important deep inside myself. I can't tell exactly where it's coming from, but there's a faint line that connects me and Saber. I've gained something truly important in exchange for my lost circuits. I must apologize, Shiro. Saber speaks up from somewhere behind me. I did my best to take as few of your circuits as possible, but even that bare minimum was too much to take from any one person. I have left a scar on you that will never fade, and I cannot apologize enough for that. It is my failure. If only I were stronger, more disciplined, I would not have... That's not true! You have nothing to apologize for, Saber. This has all happened because I couldn't supply you with magical energy in the first place. That's solved now, though. I can give you the magical energy you need without a problem. Yep. Now I can finally proudly say I'm Saber's master. But Shiro... Don't worry about my magic circuits. I didn't use them all anyway. I even feel better without them, actually. Aww. Saber's expression remains clouded. I love that illustration of her. That's so cute. Crap, I never know what to say at times like this. Saber's recovered, and I survived even after the loss of some magic circuits. Saber's magic circuits, the dream of light and wind in Saber in her youth. And on top of that, we spent the night touching skin to skin. Calm down. Calm down. That was a ritual for our survival. I need to calm my mind. If I don't focus, I could mess up during battle. Huh? The sleepy rhythm of Tosaka's breathing halts and she grunts. Looks like Tosaka's awake too. Good morning, Rin. Yo, morning, Tosaka. I see Tosaka's hair shift and then her head tilts up. She's not a morning person at all and doesn't look like her usual sharp self at all. Thanks, Tosaka. It worked. Yes, he is able to supply me with magical energy now, but in exchange, Shiro has... No, I only lost about 30%, so don't worry. I can make do with what I still have. 30%? I did everything I could to minimize what I took, but I still took 30%. I cannot believe my own greed. Her greed sickens me. Greedy, you say? I know you were hungry, but I wish you'd had a little better manners. Tosaka joining us helps dispel the awkwardness between Saber and me. Now we're back to normal.
Is that so? Then, let's get going.
Tosaka yawns and gets to her feet. It's almost time for the battle. Somewhere in that forest, Berserker and Iliasville await. So we don't defeat that hurricane of death, everything we did last night was for nothing, if we don't. The connection that was created between me and Saber deep in our hearts, to protect what we created, we'll have to defeat the most powerful enemy of all. Interlude. 11-1. Are we going to Archer? Is that possible? Their battle comes to an end. The two fought fiercely and it ended with the disappearance of the Red Knight. Now a shadow of its former glory, the reception room is in ruins. The floors are cracked and broken. Many of its walls have been knocked down. The stairs have collapsed and broken marble is scattered across the floor. There is hardly a trace of the reception room's original form. Some might even say time itself has been stolen from this space. After such vast destruction, the scene bears no resemblance to what it was just 2 hours ago. A sculpture well suited to such destruction stands in the middle of it all. Standing over 2 meters tall, it bears the crude likeness of a man, as if roughly hacked out of stone. It hardly bears mentioning. This is Iliasville's servant, Berserker. The giant doesn't move. Its entire body is splattered with red, with several holes torn through it. Not a single inch of the giant's body isn't wounded. 1, both legs appear on the verge of collapse. 2, a massive gash on the neck. 3, arms practically hanging off the elbows. 4, something has pierced it from the shoulder to groin. 5, blood gushes from its chest. 6, its belly is torn open. Berserker is not moving. He will. It's clearly a corpse. The battle itself lasted less than an hour. The result, unexpected. Berserker's master is beside herself. She should be picking off what remained of her prey, but instead she just stands there staring at the devastation.
I don't believe this. Who was that guy?
Her voice is a low mumble now. The battle came as a humiliation to her. Her servant is the most powerful. Among all heroic spirits, maybe 1 or 2 could compete with Heracles, the most renowned hero of all. And yet, some unknown archer defeated him. The Red Knight fought on equal ground with Berserker, and in the end even killed Berserker, which nobody else had even thought possible. Yeah, except for Berserker can come back, and for that he can never be forgiven. To Ilia, it is as if she'd just been stabbed in the heart by a passing insect. She prided herself on being the strongest master. For her to lose to the sort she should have so casually trampled must be unthinkable.
This is so frustrating. I can't believe you let him beat you 6 times.
You weren't going easy on him, were you, Berserker? Oh my god, 6 times? The statue doesn't answer. It is neither the time nor need to do so. Berserker stands still, focusing on healing himself. Even for him, this was an unusual battle. His noble phantasm nullifies any attack. So long as the attack is not of the highest possible class, it won't so much as scratch him. As such, he rarely sustains any wound. In his own time, none could harm him after he attained greatness. But here, now, he's been hurt 6 times. Archer delivered 6 fatal blows. Jesus, man! Each of his attacks was of a different sort. That is because even the strongest attacks won't work twice on Berserker. Strange as this battle was, the most truly bizarre part was, if Archer was a hero with so many different abilities, his identity should have been obvious. But even after his body was pulverized, Archer's identity remained a mystery. Not to me. What was really surprising was how he carried himself in a way that seemed contradictory as a servant. A faint light flickers in the pupils of Berserker's eyes. Were Berserker a normal, rational servant, he'd probably feel pretty bad about how this battle went. Whatever his identity might have been, Archer was a rare and formidable adversary. If only Berserker's sanity hadn't been taken from him, he would have fought to his heart's content, and maybe even enjoyed himself.
I won't forgive them. I'll never forgive them. How dare they insult me like this?
Ilia's voice echoes in the shattered hall. Whatever tiny embers of rationality might have been returning to him are immediately snuffed out by her voice. He's just Berserker now. His role is to overwhelm and annihilate his master's enemies.
Have you healed, Berserker?
Berserker doesn't need to answer. As long as the wound doesn't kill him, he'll heal in moments. But to completely recover from this would take as much as 3 days.
I can't wait that long. Fine, we're killing them now.
The giant silently objects. It's almost instinctive. At least when it comes to a fight, Berserker has instincts similar to Saber's. He can certainly destroy his enemy easily enough, but if Saber is recovered enough that she can use her noble phantasm, that'll be a different story. Berserker will not fall to a mere sacred sword, but there is always a small chance of something going wrong. His instincts tell him that he should be completely prepared before facing the servant.
What? 5 lives should be plenty. There's no enemy to worry about even without your god hand.
So he has a total of 11 lives. I never really properly counted in the anime how many lives he had.
Or what? Are you going to let them get away even after they made fools of us, Berserker? That's what you're saying. Nobody's going to escape my forest. Yep, I'm leaving Reen and Saber to you. You can kill them, toy with them, whatever you want.
Ilya hops down from the stairs. She walks through the rubble to the exit without a moment's concern for Berserker, bloodied as he is. But suddenly, she stops, as if remembering something.
Come, let's begin our hunt, Berserker.
But you can't kill Saber's master so easily.
I'm going to make sure...
Oh, that was her saying that.
I'm going to make sure Shiro dies in the worst way imaginable.
Jesus, man.
Ilya heads out of the castle giggling happily. Man, in Unlimited Blade Works and in Heaven's Feel, I was a big fan of Ilya. Like, once we start to get her on our side, it's like she's very cute and sweet. Not sweet. Well, you know, she's like likable when she's on our side, you know. And she is sweet when she's on our side. But then, like, when she's our enemy, she's so sadistic and awful. The sun is about to rise. Ilya knows the forest like the back of her hand. She won't have any trouble finding her prey even if they try to hide. Her targets only have minutes to live. Interlude out. Interlude out. And I don't know why, but I'm forced out of the ruins. Tosaka kicks me out, saying that girls have to make some adjustments and changing and stuff like that. Damn, what's she talking about? Men have things too, you know. I lean against the wall and grumble. Guess I sound like a sore loser, and that's exactly it. I remember, and then I try to shake off my desires. I can't think about that right now. If I keep lingering on my memories with Saber, I'm a dead man. More than anything, it would be rude to Saber. I made contact with Saber to save her. I shouldn't have any other feelings for Saber. It's okay to love her a bit. What a crock. It's such a pathetic excuse, even I don't believe it. I can't forget what happened with Saber, but I need to for now. Honestly, I don't have time to worry about that kind of stuff. Our concern right now is how to fight Berserker. Right. I should be doing whatever I can. He told me that there at the end. I think back to Archer. I never warmed up to him, but every word he said stuck with me. I stare at a tree branch. There's only so much I can do. I may not be much help, but I'm gonna do whatever I can as best I can. For starters, I snap off a nearby tree branch. Then I try to find other straight branches.
Shiro, we're done. Come back inside.
Tosaka's voice reaches me in my search. I head back to the ruins, carrying the branches I collected. Well, the only other problem is whether I can act anything approaching normal around Saber after looking into her heart, however briefly. This way, Shiro. Reen has something to tell you. I guess I was worrying over nothing. Saber's her usual self. Unlike me, immature as I am, she's probably just approaching this pragmatically. Oh yeah, I'll be right there. Damn, I'm not gonna let this get me down. I'm so damn dumb being the only one blushing over this, so I'm gonna do my best to keep my composure.
There you are. We're going to start our meeting. Well, it may be a meeting, but we don't have time for arguments. There's only so much we can do to defeat Berserker, so can you at least hear me out?
Saber and I nod.
Our plan is simple. We're no match against Berserker using normal means. If we're going to win, we need to ambush him, which means we need to take his head off in a single attack, and not leave him any chance to counterattack.
I agree. Simply trading blows with Berserker will not critically injure him. If we are to defeat him, we will require another strategy. Besides trading blows, are you saying we need to attack Berserker before he realizes he's being attacked? Well, sure, I think it's reckless to go toe-to-toe with him, but that just sounds reckless. He's not the sort to just let something like that happen. You could have fixed up that line to not have reckless be said twice like that. Yes, it's pretty optimistic to think we can get right up to Berserker without him noticing us. He has Ilias feel. She'll immediately detect Saber and Shiro's presence. I mean, I can conceal my presence, so that's not a problem. I don't understand the logic, but I get the sense Ilia can detect me and Saber. And if Tosaka's the only one who can conceal herself, you're not saying that you'll be the one launching the ambush, are you? Of course! You're the main target here, and I'm the only one who can move freely. Leave striking Berserker from behind to me. You make it sound so easy, but you sure as hell know it won't be. Of course not! That's why I'm going to have Saber create an opening for me. Saber, how much have you recovered? Fighting normally should not be a problem. However, I should avoid using my noble phantasm. With the amount of magical energy I have right now, I will no longer be able to maintain my body the moment I use it. And even if I do, it will not be at full power, so I do not believe it would be sufficient to defeat Berserker. Okay, that answers one of my questions already. It answers two of my questions already, actually. Yes, that's fine. I will have Saber be the one to fight Berserker. With Shiro, of course. I'll hide nearby, watching. I'm just a bonus to Iliasfield, so she'll think I abandoned you two and just ran off if she doesn't see me around. Well, I suppose it's not impossible. If our chances are slim, we just have to make them better. Shiro seems to be friendly with Iliasfield, so he might be able to trick her by talking to her. That's true. Tosaka looks at me meaningfully. I may have some objections, but I'll hear you out. If I tell Ilia that Tosaka fled, she'll believe me. She doesn't doubt what people tell her. But there is still a problem. While I can confront Berserker, I cannot permit Shiro to do the same. Shiro simply will not survive an attack from Berserker. Nobody said Shiro needs to fight. Shiro just needs to provide backup while keeping his distance from Saber. It's going to be hard for Saber to push past Berserker alone, so help her out if she gets in danger. That is foolish. Shiro is not versed in magecraft like you. What can he do to support me? Shiro is going to have to figure that out. Not that masters have a whole lot they can do against Berserker. Even I would only drag Saber down if I got involved. But we just don't have the option to let one person be idle right now. I know very well that Saber will disappear if Shiro dies, but we're going to have to risk it. This whole battle is a gamble to begin with. That is true, but... Saber makes a face and falls silent. Since Tosaka's gone quiet too, she must understand how reckless her proposal is. I can't blame them for being worried. The night I met Saber, the night Berserker attacked, the only thing I managed to use to defend her was my own body. There's a strong possibility that we're headed toward a repeat of what happened that night. So while it may be best for me to distance myself from the battlefield, I'm not going to do so unless they force me to. I know. I'll try to think of something to support from a distance. Huh? Was it really that much of a surprise? I just have to support Saber from a distance, right? I'll come up with something. I grab the tree branches I gathered earlier as I say that. They're just the right length and exactly the right kind of flexibility. This is the first time I've done this kind of strengthening, but I don't think I'm wrong in principle here. Basically, I just need to layer my strengthening until it turns into something substantial. Besides, he had something like this, so I can use it as reference. Archer? On top of that, magical energy has been flowing through my body for a while now. All I have to do is repeat my usual process. I analyze its basic structure and change it. I analyze the material's composition and reinforce it. Starting from the branch, my result should be his bow, but something's missing. I need to think of this from the standpoint of creation. He's creating Archer's bow, I see. If I want to make something as close as possible to the real thing, I need to envision everything I can about it.
down to the smallest detail. The bow he's only seen once for a few minutes. I opened my eyes. The warped branch was the right shape, but something wasn't. Crap, it's not even close. It's ugly, distorted, and yet I can tell it'll work fine as a bow. Now I just have to create an arrow following the same concept.
Shiro, you just...
Yeah, I think I got the hang of it after the incident with Shinji. You said it yourself, don't strain myself.
I see. Well, it's good to have some means to attack, so I won't say anything else. Back to our original topic. So you two will fight Berserker, I'll climb a tree before everything starts and watch from above. And, once Saber's created an opening, I'll skewer Berserker from above, which should be his blind spot with all my gems. With all my gems. That's all there is to our plan, it's pretty simple.
Tosaka turns her attention to us, checking whether we have any questions.
Gems? Is that your magecraft, Reen?
Even if all this were to work, no amount of half-baked magecraft will reach Berserker's body. If we are to harm him, we need an attack of truly surpassing power. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Her magecraft isn't half-baked. I also can't see this working, but I wouldn't count Reen as half-baked by any means.
I know that. You're saying we an attack.
We an attack that's at least rank A. I think it needs to say we need an attack. As she says this, Tosaka pulls several jewels from her pocket.
What are these jewels? Think of it like my life savings. A single one of these can immediately activate into a great magecraft at rank A. I had 10 of these, but I used one on you.
I see. If it is of the same caliber of magecraft, then I can say for sure that Berserker will not be able to defend himself. He does not have magical resistance like I do. Even if it's magecraft, an A rank should definitely pierce his defenses.
Exactly. I thought of starting with small branches, but we can't afford to take that much time. I'm thinking of giving Berserker 2 or 3 of these.
Small batches, she said, right. Tosaka puffs out her chest confidently. However... Hey... Aren't you being a little stingy? What is this music? I guess because we're making fun of Reen now, so it's like silly music of her being frustrated.
I agree. It may not be my place to say, but I believe under the circumstances you should at least be using half your stock. Why would you say that? That's not your call. You guys don't understand how hard it was to save all this up.
Saber and I protest silently. Tosaka's life depends on this operation too. We can't let ourselves fail just because she's being stingy.
Fine, just half, right? Just half. Oh, come on. I've just kind of been wanting to say that. I know what's at stake here. Anyway, that's our plan. All we have to do now is find a place for me to hide and spot for Shiro to support Saber. We should get set up before Iliasville gets here.
Yeah, we can't stay in these ruins anymore. And like Tosaka said, we need to find a place where we can all lie and wait for a berserker. But before that... Of course I'm worried about Saber. I wonder if Saber's really okay. She says she has no problems fighting, but wouldn't it be hard for her to go up against Berserker when she's so weak? Also, why would I worry about Tosaka? She's fine. She's like at full strength. She's about to use her best weapons ever. I mean, she's lost Archer, so I guess she's grieving. But otherwise, she's fine. Or I suppose I'm more concerned about her noble phantasm. Oops. Okay. I will not be able to maintain my body if I use it. That's what Saber said. That means Saber will disappear the instant she uses that attack. Saber.
Yes, what is it, Shiro?
Before we go out to fight, can you promise me one thing?
Yes, as long as it is something I can do.
Okay, well, yeah. I don't want you to use your noble phantasm no matter what happens. It's important, and I don't want you to die, even if it means we defeat the Berserker.
Aww. Yes, I understand. I do not intend to use my noble phantasm either. I do not think I will be able to defeat Berserker with the amount of magical energy I have, and more importantly, I will be unable to obtain the Holy Grail if I disappear.
I love her little smile. It's so cute. She's as direct as ever. It's a relief to hear. Okay, yeah, that's the Saber that I know. It's good to hear you being so insanely calm.
And what do you mean by that, Shiro? Nothing at all. Let's just get going. Tosaka will get upset if we keep her waiting. Yes, it appears complaining to you has become something of a hobby of hers. These two are getting much closer. It's nice. And with that kind of weird observation, Saber turns to leave the ruins. But then, she trips on a chunk of rubble and stumbles forward. Oh, I quickly grab her hand from behind. Come on, watch your step. You'll need to be careful in this mess.
Aww.
Huh. Saber seems to be blushing. Saber, what's wrong? Did something happen? No, it is nothing. But if you hold my hand like that,
Okay, so she's like extra in love with us now. Ever since everything that happened with us. Saber's face turns a deep crimson. She must look like I did a few minutes ago. I find myself blushing too now. With her hand in mine, I suddenly remember the sensations I felt with Saber and quickly pull my hand back. Yeah, it was so intimate that now both of them are like smitten with each other. The two of us stand rigidly, saying nothing. Let's head out. We'd better get moving. We don't have much time. Yes, let us hurry, Shiro. We head out after that bit of awkwardness. Once we're outside, we'll never come back here. I look back toward the ruin for the last time, and then turn back to the battlefield. We reach a clearing in the forest. The sun is rising, and a white layer of morning mist blankets the forest. Compared to the much denser forest around us, this is a good vantage point. Tosaka, this place doesn't seem bad. Yes, it meets most of our conditions, but it might actually be too open. I should be able to escape, but it might be tough for you and Saber. Tosaka is such a perfectionist that if she's even considering escape routes. Let's try somewhere else. We still have some time. Tosaka returns to the forest. But Saber stands motionless, staring off into the distance. Saber, what are you doing? We need to hurry or else Iliasville is going to... Oh. A chill runs up my spine. I could never forget this feeling. I can't see him or feel his presence, but the sudden weight of the air pressing down around me is definitely coming from him. I found you! Ilia's voice echoes from somewhere in the forest. Beyond the mist, from deeper in the forest, a dark figure approaches. Wait right there! I'm coming to kill you! Maybe it's because we're in a clearing with an open view of the sky, but it feels like Ilia's peeking down at us from up in the clouds. Crap. Did she find Shiro already? This isn't good. This place is too wide open. And how fast is she? We have less than 2 minutes until she... Hey, what are you two waiting for? I keep telling you this is a bad spot. We need to get somewhere else fast. Tosaka grabs our hands, but it's too late. No, this is fine, Tosaka. We're lucky enough that the three of us are able to fight together. We can't ask for anything more. You dummy! That's exactly the problem! It's way too open here! Saber can't handle Berserker alone, and you can't get out of his range to support her here! I know you're concerned for me, but we're all in danger here. Besides, we can't escape now anyway. That's true, but... Are you ready, Saber? We're fighting Berserker here. Saber nods quietly. Oh, come on! Fine! I'd be really ticked if you two get thrashed. Tosaka, apparently convinced, disappears into the mist. Once she gets into action, she acts quickly. She darts into the forest and then scrambles up a tree. They're coming, Saber. Are you ready? I should ask you the same. Once the battle begins, please do not move past this point. I will not let Berserker near this spot. The mist wavers. Oh shit. Out of the morning fog, a dark shadow spreads across the clearing. A mad warrior led by a pale girl steps into view. This is a surprise. I thought you were going to flee until the end. Or have you given up, brother? Ilia is about 40 meters from me. We face each other from opposite ends of the clearing.
Oh, so Saber's got better. That must be why you stopped running. What a shame. It's cute that you think you'll be enough to beat me though. Sorry, you're going to die here.
Okay, I should take this opportunity to take a break to rest my throat. I'll be back. Okay. Giggles echo in the forest. Apparently that ticks her off. Saber, still standing beside me, is practically vibrating with animosity. She might launch herself forward at any moment.
Oh, you're all quiet now. You're so boring. Are you scared of dying? What a waste. If you beg for your life, maybe I'll consider sparing you.
Tosaka's probably in position. She'll probably want to be as close to the center of the clearing as she can. There's a spot where the tree branches overlap. It should be sturdy enough to support her weight.
I see. So that's how it's going to be. Enough chatter then. I'll kill you and Wait.
Oh, Reen, right. For some reason I thought she was saying Ryder.
Where's Reen, Shiro?
I have to give it to Berserker's master. She knows better than to overlook any details. Tosaka's gone. We stopped working together a while ago.
So you two split up? That figures. You and Saber could only drag her down. She should be able to do pretty well on her own.
Well, there you go. She's probably out of the forest by now. I doubt you'll catch up to her even if you go after her right now.
Oh, you think so? This forest is an Ironsburn bounded field. I always know the instant someone enters or leaves. Nobody's left, so Reen's still in the forest. I have plenty of time to deal with her once I've taken care of you.
That's a relief. If Ilya only detects who's going in and out of the forest and she doesn't know where Tosaka is right now. That, and she believed my story pretty easily, yeah. Ilya's a true merciless master, but is she too merciless to have a chance to start over? Ilya, before we fight, there's something I want to ask you. Would you consider quitting being a master and ending this battle?
I can't. This is Grandfather's command. As long as Berserker's around, I'm a master of the Ironsburns. I need to kill other masters and bring home the Holy Grail. But I'm the one who should be asking you a question. I'm the head of the Ironsburn household, so I'm not going to repeat what I said earlier, but I might reconsider if you're willing to change your answer.
She sounds almost hopeful, but as long as I have Saber with me, I can't agree to what she's asking. My answer's unchanged. I'm Saber's master. If you're not going to quit being a master, I'll defeat Berserker and make you quit. I look at both Ilya and Berserker and say that. In that instant, the air in the clearing tenses with a sharp snapping sound.
I see. Then I'm going to kill you now. I'm going to annihilate you right down to that conceited head of yours.
What the heck is that? There's some sort of inscription appearing on Ilya's face. No, it's not just her face. It's a huge command spell covering her entire body, and I can even see it at this distance, so it's much more massive than the ones we have.
Playtime is over. Trample them, Heracles.
Ilya's voice is completely lifeless, and in response the giant behind her howls. Whoa. His roar shakes the earth. Look at that, like, censoring, whatever that black bar is. He screams and thrashes like he's lost his mind. His abilities grow even more powerful, like his body is swelling with deformed masses. That's impossible. Was she only depriving him of reason rather than letting him go berserk? I'm not surprised Saber's shuddering. Even I, who can't gauge the warrior's strength, can tell I shouldn't be getting anywhere near that monster.
Go. Kill everything you see, Berserker.
Oh my gosh. The air explodes. The giant bellows a roar so different from its anguished wail and leaps. Saber! A streak of silver surges forward in answer. Berserker lands in the middle of the clearing. The earth shakes. Saber intercepts Berserker as if stopping a falling meteor. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's a cool piece of art. It's like watching a mythical battle unfolding in front of me. In a forest shrouded by morning mist, two shadows clash relentlessly. Berserk is simply overwhelming. Berserker's swipes are like whirlwinds, his downward strikes like waterfalls. Even Saber wouldn't survive a direct hit, but Saber deflects his every attack without faltering or hesitating. She swipes aside the barrage of strikes raining on her like a raging storm. To fail would mean being cut down on the spot. To Saber, each of the rapid blows seemed to strike with her opponent's full might. The clash of swords echoes around the clearing. Berserker has greater reach, Berserker is faster, Berserker has more stamina. All Saber can do is parry the titanic surges of wind from Berserker's swing to mitigate the sheer strength, all just to avoid being cut in half. Berserker's like a broken jackhammer. His blade spins in all directions, annihilating everything in its path. Just getting in reach could only be fatal. There would be no hope of escape. They'd get caught in the whirling blade and ground to dust. No normal human would have a chance against that. It's as if getting close can only mean death, and the only option is fleeing. But Saber steps into the whirlwind and doesn't retreat. She'll be shredded to pieces. The sword sparks off of her, slowly chipping her armor away. Standing in the middle of that vortex, she could be dead in a heartbeat. I can only hold my breath. In ancient times, heroes who fought dragons and demonic beasts must all have been like this, like her. They know perfectly well how vast the gap in strength between them is, but they bet everything on a 1 in a million shot, a seething mass of violence beyond anything humans are capable of. They just defended until a single opportunity presented itself. Many warriors died without ever seeing the miracle they were waiting for. That's exactly what this battle is. It's a glamorous, eye-catching battle, but it only ends one way, with Saber's defeat. Each blow chips away a little more at her. Damn, man. Berserker's roar shakes the ground. The sheer whirlwind of his frenzy churns up the atmosphere and sends Saber flying as she tries to defend. I just realized after this whole time that I don't have my camera on. It took me so long to realize. Oh my gosh. Just go off of my voice for a bit. Every time Berserker's attacks chip away a bit of Saber's armor, she's thrown to the ground. But instead of remaining down or on her knees, Saber charges right back at Berserker every time. But she's at her limit. Saber's breathing is labored, and her movements are visibly slowing. There won't be any opening. In a few moments, Berserker's titanic weapon will shatter Saber's sword. I grip the bow I made. I'm going to... I mean, that's part of the plan, right? Provide backup. I gotta follow the plan. The moment Saber goes flying, I fire at Berserker. This won't hurt him, but it should at least get his attention. The arrow hits Berserker squarely on the temple, but it doesn't even leave a scratch. I can't even get his attention. The giant does not block the arrow. He doesn't even seem to care. What if you aim it at Ilya?
That's right, Berserker. Leave Shiro alone. You can do whatever you want with him after you kill Saber.
Ilya's laugh echoes through the forest. Damn, I can't do anything. Saber's about to collapse right in front of me and I can't do anything. I'm powerless. No matter what I do, I can't hurt Berserker, and I'm just distracting Saber. A slash. Saber sinks into the ground all the way to her ankles as she parries a massive blow. The parrying blade is swift but heavy. The axe sword strikes down from overhead. The brutally powerful weapon grazes Saber's armor as she dodges, then tears up the earth itself. My jaw is clenched so hard my teeth could well shatter. Is there nothing I can do? I can't protect Saber, I can't fight alongside her. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is... Oh my god. Are you imagining Excalibur? That's all you can really do. Archer said something like that. You don't need an enemy. The only opponent you need to fight is your own mind. Yeah, what was he saying again? It wasn't one of his typical snide remarks. What he said had weight and importance to it, and I needed to understand. Then again, probably everything he told me was a warning I shouldn't ignore. Saber goes flying. This time it's not because she leapt away to evade. Berserker hit her this time. That hurricane slash strikes Saber in the side. She stumbles. Coughing violently, she grips her weapon tighter and turns back toward Berserker. The giant doesn't miss the opening Saber finally provides. Stop! My voice doesn't reach them. Shouting is useless as I try to use a bow like Archer would be pointless. Don't I understand yet? What can I do? What should these hands of mine be doing? That's right. What do I need to do to save Saber? I can't use a bow. A spear won't pierce him. Having a weapon just like the enemy is no solution either. To go up against that giant, a sword to cut through a mountain of stone, an opulent sword, sharper than sharp, that will never dull, a king's sword able to cut down enemies in a single blow, like that golden sword I saw in my dream, a sword fit for her. My head hurts. Wait, is it possible he's gonna create Excalibur to give to Saber? I never even thought about that. Is that possible? Can he hand weapons over that he's projected? Because I feel like in my head he's projecting them. He's got to constantly be projecting them to use them, but I don't know that. I try to fight down my nausea, but I never take my eyes off Saber. Strangely, the longer I watch Saber fall, the more this indescribable pain assaults me. Saber and Berserker seem to be moving in slow motion. I see a row of switches line up. Saber coughs and for a brief second she arches in pain. Berserker smashes his axe sword down toward her with all his might. It's as if there's a row of nails in need of hammering down. It's like he's knocking down dominoes. The switch flips. He's flipping his switch finally. This music is so sick. Berserker's axe sword cuts Saber down. She's going to die. The strike splits Saber in half at the waist, and pieces of her flesh go flying. Ugh. No, that's not what's happening. The only thing that's gone flying is pieces of armor. Okay. Berserker's only split Saber's armor. Saber left herself open to bait Berserker into a single huge swing, and with every ounce of strength she has, she rushes at him. A black roar rips through the air, but he can't escape now. Saber's right in front of him. She shifts her grip on her sword and darts in closer, then swings with all her might. Where's Reen? Isn't she supposed to be coming down for a surprise attack? I don't believe this. Saber's attack hits home to the giant, and the giant, who had seemed so immovable, flies back several meters. And then... Get back, Saber! Then comes the true attack. Here we go. She must intend to release the attack from as close as possible. Tosaka jumps down from the branch above and throws her jewels at Berserker as she falls. It's very quiet, but I think she might actually be saying Japanese. Actually be saying German there. Whoa, sick. Shards of ice rain on Berserker. Among those shards are 3 giant spear-shaped icicles, each packed with enough magical energy to blow an entire mansion to smithereens.
No! Dodge it, Berserker!
Ilya, quiet until now, suddenly screams at her servant. She must have sensed the danger, but too late. The ice spears aren't falling, they're accelerating toward Berserker. He can't possibly dodge. A 1 in a million opportunity. Saber's desperate attack perfectly coordinated with the ice bullet's attack. It has more than enough magical energy to kill Berserker. However... Oh shit! The axe sword slices through the air. Even as Saber drives him back, he switches to a single-handed grip on his axe sword and shatters all 3 ice spears. Shit. Blood splatters the clearing. Maybe it's his one-arm swing, but he fails to completely destroy the ice, and when it strikes, it severs one of Berserker's arms. Okay, that's good. That's not all. The ice freezes over Berserker's arm, completely restraining it, but it only got one arm. Saber cries out. It's a reasonable response. Berserker catches Tosaka with his good arm as she falls. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck! Tosaka's face twists in pain. Berserker will have no trouble crushing Tosaka with his hand. Tosaka! I run. I don't care if I drag them down. It doesn't matter if I can't do anything. I'm not gonna let Tosaka die. Reen. Saber must be too weak to even stand, but somehow she gets to her feet. Tosaka must be in agonizing pain, but she stretches a hand out as she hangs her head downward. And then...
Just as I thought.
She grins wickedly. Everyone gasps. Saber, me, and even Berserker must have all frozen in our tracks. One person can only have so many tricks up their sleeve. She knew this might happen, and she hadn't even bothered to tell us. Berserker squeezes harder around her. He's a heartbeat too late. Gotcha! Oh my god, Reen! Sick! 4 bullets of pure light streak toward Berserker. 4 bullets, 4 gems, 4 rapid shots at the most extreme close range. That has to be enough to end the dark Mad Warrior. Or rather, the attack perfectly, completely snuffs out his life. It must have blown Berserker's head clean off. The blood splatter even reaches me, 10 meters from where Berserker stands. There's kind of a lot more blood in the mess, but I don't think she overdid it. Our opponent was a monster. Berserker would have crushed Tosaka if she hadn't blown his head off. I slow my frantic run. Tosaka's still in Berserker's grip, but the battle's over. Berserker's face is still hidden in a plume of smoke. From that singing sound, it must have been a hell of an explosion. No way. I hear Tosaka's voice. She's looking at the smoke in disbelief. Oh shit. Hold on. Am I imagining things? Did Berserker's hand tighten on Tosaka? Tosaka staring at the plume of smoke. It doesn't last long. The smoke starts to dissipate, and in the clearing air... Jesus, man. Berserker's face, the face that should have been blown off his body, appears. Tosaka cowers under that evil demon's gaze, at a loss for words. Laughter fills the air. Ilya, who remained at the far side of the clearing, laughs delightedly.
I see you in a new light, Reen. I didn't think you could have possibly killed Berserker, even once.
So he's got 5 lives left, right?
But too bad. Berserker won't disappear that easily. You see, he can't die unless he's killed 12 times.
12, there you go.
Killed 12 times?
She must have figured something out from what Ilya just told her. Well, yeah, she figured out exactly what Ilya told her. Tosaka looks aghast, her face twisting in regret.
I get it. I should have figured it out as soon as I learned his true name. Heracles should have the bow of Hydra, but his only weapon was a rock. His noble phantasm isn't an object he's carrying. The symbol for the hero Heracles is... That's right, his body itself is his noble phantasm. You should know about Heracles' 12 labors. The Greek hero Heracles overcame 12 monumental tasks to atone for his sins, and his reward was immortality. You know exactly what that means, don't you? A stock pearl of lives. Layers of resurrection, magecraft. Yep, that's why he can't die easily. He possesses the curse of immortality, given by the gods so that he can endure the same number of trials or deaths he once overcame. That's my Berserker's noble phantasm, God Hand. Understand? You killed Berserker there, but he still has 5 lives left. You were so close, Reen. Berserker would have disappeared if you'd only used 5 times the jewels you just did.
I can't hear Ilya's voice clearly. From the corner of my eye, I see Saber charging Berserker. Reen, run! Saber dashes over. Tosaka tries to pry open Berserker's fingers, but they won't budge. And then...
It's okay, Berserker. Crush her.
Oh, fuck. The burning eyes glare at Tosaka. It's possible she dies. I hope not, but it's possible. Oh, that was that voice? Okay. Tosaka screams. Berserker's enormous fingers dig into Tosaka, trying to rip out her insides. There's only one outcome. Tosaka's lifeless body being crushed to nothing. Jesus. I run. I forget who I'm up against. I even forget where I am. My mind is completely burned out. I will not allow it. Saber cuts towards Berserker. Her invisible sword swings at Berserker's defenseless arm as if slicing through a radish. But it's no use. Saber's attack just pings harmlessly off Berserker's arm. His grip on Tosaka doesn't loosen. Just moving must be agony for Saber. She swings her sword desperately, blood trickling from her mouth.
Shiro!
She freezes the instant she sees me rushing at Berserker. Let go of her, you bastard! I slap mindlessly at his back with my bow. The giant is unfazed. He doesn't consider me a threat. Ugh, my fingers are getting numb. What the hell is he if I'm the one going numb from hitting him? Run, Shiro! I look up when I hear Saber. In that instant, I go flying through the air like a leaf. I hit the ground and tumble like a bit of stray garbage. Berserker smacked me away with that frozen sword. I try to block the attack with my bow, but it shatters instantly and I'm thrown so far away. I writhe in pain. That breaking sound hadn't come from the bow. One of my arms is bent at the wrong angle, in the wrong spot. When I breathe in, my lungs hurt so bad I want to puke them up. I can't breathe properly with all the blood flooding my mouth, but that doesn't matter. Breathing will just make me pass out. Better that I not breathe. I wake up. Right now I need to get to him. Him. I run. It's my turn. I'm gonna break his arm and save Tosaka. He must have eyes in the back of his head. He swings his sword casually like he's batting aside a fly. I can dodge it. I won't let an arm that's completely frozen hit me so easily. Damn, my body's sinking. He must have grazed my leg. Damn him. He didn't even touch my leg, but he somehow managed to break it anyway. Ridiculous. That is enough. Stay back, master. I can't do that. I can't let Tosaka die. What do I need to do to save her? A weapon. A blade would be best. At my feet, broken pieces of the bow. Above me, Berserker's sword swinging right at me. There's no time to think. I let magical energy flow through me. The strengthening succeeds earlier, but down comes Berserker's sword. The fragments are finally pulverized. I meant to dodge, but instead my body slams to the ground. Clearly, there was no point strengthening broken shards. I have to do this from scratch. It shouldn't be impossible. Anyone can imitate as long as they have an example to follow. I just need to duplicate the foundation, structure, work experience, time, and... The giant turns around. It must have decided to kill the little nuisance before finishing Tosaka off. I push up from the ground and glare at the giant. There's no fear. I'm too burned out for fear. But behind me... I see someone prepared to disappear. She wants to use her phantasm. I see someone determined to use the sacred sword. Don't use it! Wind peels back from the blade. The golden sword begins to reveal itself in Saber's hand. I told her not to use it. The sword I told her never to use, no matter what. I snap. The last thread that had been holding me together finally gives. Don't use it, Saber! Oh, you commanded her? My left hand burns. A command spell stroke disappears.
What? Why? We have no other choice, Shiro.
Because you made a promise. I don't care. To hell with that. All I know is that if she uses it, she'll disappear. You're already at your last legs just from unleashing your sword. You can't use it right now, so just hold on. If you can't use your sword, I'll make one you can use. Here we go! Beat them in your imagination. If you can't win yourself, imagine something that can win. It's so obvious. It's the only thing I can do. I have to make it. I have to make something that won't lose. I have to imagine the strongest weapon. I have to imagine the ultimate imitation. It has to fool everyone, even me. It shouldn't be that hard. It's not something impossible. Since the beginning, my body has been a specialized magic circuit for this purpose alone. I leap up. My entire body burns like it's on fire. My left hand is crimson. That sword is mine. Saber's voice rings with shocked disbelief. She's staring at the weapon in my hands, at this thing that shouldn't exist. Oh, the sword seems to have a will of its own. Oh my god! The golden blade moves as if it's being drawn to the giant's arm. It slashes at him, tearing through the arm. Tosaka falls to the ground along with the arm that had been holding her. The golden sword shatters as if it's been made of glass. Oh, damn. Just the one strike, then. My blood begins to flow backwards. It doesn't matter. The sword broke. That's impossible. If I imitated that sword, it shouldn't have shattered like that. It shattered because it wasn't sufficient. My image of the sword wasn't enough. Berserker's furious gaze turns towards me. His massive sword swings up at me. This time he's determined to cut me in half. It doesn't matter. Berserker, you're not my enemy right now. I'm only fighting against one person right now. The last one wasn't perfect. My image of it was flawed, so the sword should have been invincible. That should have been invincible broke. If I'm to duplicate things, I need to work on not just their shape, but also their maker. I hear the others holding their breath. In front of me, I see the axe sword rushing toward me like an oncoming storm, and a half-formed sword ready to block it. In desperation, I try to use the sword to block the incoming blade, but that doesn't matter to me. Right now, I need to finish the blade to make it real. Another mistake. You're not fit for such fighting, Shiro Emiya. Your battle is supposed to be a mental one, a fight against your own self. You don't have to remind me. What I need to do is simple. Projection. Start. I concentrate. I'm challenging myself. There can be neither deviation nor compromise. Determining creation ideology, anticipating base essence, duplicating material structure, replicating the forger's skill, resonating with the possessor's experience, imitating the uncountable years, and surpassing every manufacturing process. Oh my god. Illusion shall bind with reality to forge a sword. Hell yeah! The giant roars. My sword deflects the countless gusts assailing me from the enemy's furious attacks. But that's about it. I'm knocked away from him. The moment I come to, the sword leaves everything to me. The attacks I blocked so easily a moment ago now toss me around effortlessly. I can't feel my arms. The skin of my wrist is blistered and red. I'm surprised I can even keep the grip on my sword. My legs do not work. I can only imagine every muscle shredded to ribbons. I can't get up. I made a sword that surpasses Berserker. But that's all. I'm just the one who made it. I can't wield the sword I worked so hard to make. A shadow looms over me. He must know who he has to kill first now. I rush away and Berserker rushes after me like a gust of wind. His enormous sword swings towards me, but is deflected. In complete disbelief, I realize another hand is closed around my own. The air splits around me. It's gonna be like the Scott Pilgrim scene where she's like holding him from behind and has to like fight with his hands. The giant attacks with all his might, trying to destroy everything around him. But right before that happens, Shiro, your hand! She's so close, I can hear her voice over the din. Oh, hell yeah! That's so dope! If Berserker is a storm front coming to attack me, Saber is a gale rushing to my side. Saber sprints over to me and twists around, gripping me firmly. The rock sword shatters. The golden flash explodes through the giant's axe sword and continues ahead, slicing through Berserker's rock-like body without slowing. Maybe I copied the form so well that I copied some of its abilities too. The golden sword lodges deep in Berserker's body and glows so brightly that light pours from the giant's body. And then, in an instant, the light fades and the forest falls silent. All the strength flees my limbs. The heat that had been surging through me rapidly cools. The sword I made begins to disappear. I watch it vacantly. Saber and I remain together, holding the sword in our hands until it disappears completely. Wind sweeps through the clearing. The earth-shaking howl and the blade that had churned up the very air are gone. Who was that? Is that Berserker? I'm trying to figure it out. So is that your blade, Saber? The previously invincible giant, now immobile, looks to the knight who defeated him and speaks in a low, rumbling voice.
This is Caliburn, the sword in the stone meant to select the king. It is my blade, and it was lost forever. However,
it is not your sword anymore. It was merely an illusion that boy created.
Saber nods quietly.
An imitation. A blade that will never exist again. And yet...
Berserker's chest opens up. He begins to dissolve. His body begins to crumble like wet sand, beginning where the sword pierced him and rapidly expanding outward.
But that illusion should not be underestimated. I never expected it could have destroyed me 7 times over in a single blow.
Damn. That's fucking crazy.
His dying words are spoken without emotion. The mad warrior keeps to his role until his very end, and fades away in a dispering haze in the misty morning air. Dizziness rocks me where I stand. This is probably the price for such excessive use of magecraft. The blood that rages through me is putting pressure on my brain, sending far too much oxygen out to the rest of my body. My head feels like it could split open. The enemy has disappeared, and whatever was numbing the pain earlier has faded. As if to make me pay the accumulated toll of this incredible battle, the dizziness and headache crash into me like twin meteors. Shiro. I'm about to collapse, but Saber supports me. Saber shouldn't have the energy for that either at this point. No, I'm fine. I've got a few broken bones, but nothing fatal. I've got that healing thing, and it's already kicking in, so I'll be fine. That is nonsense. You use projection magecraft to the extreme. You must rest right now. But there's someone I have to talk to first.
Aww.
Ilias Fiel. Saber stands ready. Ilia stares at where Berserker has been standing, her eyes hollow.
I don't think she's going to attack now.
Good. I do not know if there is a reason for her to remain here, but she has spared us the need to pursue her. She shall die grace... No, Saber! Don't hurt Ilia! Without Berserker, she's... I stop Saber with my last remaining strength. Ilia doesn't even seem to notice we're here. She just stares at the ground.
No way. Did you die, Berserker?
She sounds like an abandoned child. Ilia. Ilia lifts her head absent-mindedly. It happens suddenly. Ilia collapses like a puppet with its strings cut. Oh! I don't know what happened. I just stare at Ilia where she lies. And at almost the same moment, Tosaka raises her hand. She's freed now that Berserker's arm disappeared. I must have loosened up the moment I learned Tosaka was safe. My vision blurs and I can feel my body trying to pass out. I can't show that kind of weakness. We may have defeated Berserker, but we're still in the forest. Weary as we are, we have to force ourselves to get out of the forest. I look up at the sky as it begins to lighten. The town is a long way away. All my allies are wounded, and every single inch of me hurts. And yet, morning has come. We survived the night I was prepared not to. After defeating our greatest enemy, we leave the winter forest.
Damn, man. Okay. That's a good place to wrap up. We're only on day 12. Day 11 was fucking long. It was good, though. It was a good day. But god damn, man, that was a long day. Yeah, I'll wrap it up there. That's a good 2 hours. So, and that was 2 hours, not straight because I took breaks in there, but like I recorded all that on the same day, which might be one of my longest sessions in a single day that we've done. So that's pretty good. Anyway, thanks for watching. Next time, we'll see what happens after we've defeated Berserker.